Imagine two people with identical jobs, identical salaries, and identical opportunities. Fast forward 20 years, and one is financially struggling while the other has built significant wealth. What happened? The difference isn't luck or even intelligence, it's psychology. Did you know that 70% of lottery winners end up bankrupt within a few years? Or that 78% of NFL players face financial distress just 2 years after retirement despite earning millions? Money isn't just about math, it's about behavior. And today, we're diving deep into the psychology that separates the wealthy from everyone else. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the mindsets that transform ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Today, we're uncovering the hidden mental patterns that the wealthy use, often unconsciously, that the rest of society misses completely. These aren't just hustle harder cliches. These are research-backed psychological principles that explain why some people build wealth while others remain trapped in financial anxiety despite similar incomes. If you've ever wondered why money seems to flow easily to some people while others can't seem to hold on to it, this video will change your perspective forever. Let's dive in. 1. Wealthy people understand the difference between price and value. One of the first psychological shifts wealthy people make is understanding that price and value are completely different concepts. In his book, The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel explains that most people focus on what things cost. Wealthy people focus on what things are worth. Average thinkers ask, how much does this cost? Wealthy thinkers ask, how much value will this create? This shift explains why wealthy people often drive modest cars but invest in quality tools, might be frugal with everyday purchases, but spend generously on experiences or assets that appreciate focus on return on investment rather than initial price tags. A fascinating study from Thomas Stanley's research for The Millionaire Next Door found that most millionaires wear watches that cost less than $50. Meanwhile, people struggling financially are more likely to own luxury watches. Why? Wealthy people understand the concept of opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on status symbols is a dollar that could be growing in value elsewhere. 2. They have a longer time horizon. According to research from the Financial Planning Association, the average person plans their finances 2.7 years ahead. The wealthy? They're thinking 10 to 20 years into the future. This extended time horizon completely transforms their decision-making process. In his groundbreaking book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki highlighted this principle through his concept of assets versus liabilities. Most people buy things that take money out of their pocket, liabilities, while wealthy people prioritize things that put money into their pocket, assets. This longer time perspective explains why the wealthy are willing to delay gratification, make decisions based on compounding returns, focus on sustainable progress rather than get-rich-quick schemes. When someone with a wealthy mindset looks at $1,000, they don't see what it can buy today. They see what it could become in 20 years if invested wisely, potentially $7,000 or more. 3. They understand that wealth is what you don't see. This may be the most counterintuitive aspect of wealth psychology. In The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas Stanley discovered that most millionaires live well below their means. The luxury cars, expensive clothes, and lavish lifestyles we associate with wealth are usually signs of spending, not actual wealth. True wealth is the money not spent. It's invisible. A 2019 study from the Federal Reserve found that 40% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy maintain high savings rates regardless of income level. As Morgan Housel puts it, wealth is what you don't see. It's the cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the renovations postponed. It's assets in the bank that haven't yet been converted into stuff. This invisible nature of wealth creates a psychological paradox. Those who look rich often aren't, and those who are rich often don't look it. 4. They view money as a tool, not a goal. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who pursue money for its own sake report lower levels of well-being and satisfaction. Wealthy thinkers understand that money itself is not the goal. It's a tool that provides options and flexibility. Time freedom. The ability to support causes they care about security and peace of mind. In Psychology of Money, Housel argues that the primary benefit of money isn't buying stuff, it's buying control over your time and life choices. This explains why many wealthy people continue working even when they don't need to financially. They've disconnected money from basic survival and reconnected it to purpose, meaning, and impact. 5. They embrace uncertainty and understand risk. Perhaps the most powerful psychological advantage wealthy people have is their relationship with uncertainty. Research from the University of Pennsylvania found that wealthy individuals score higher on tests measuring tolerance for ambiguity. They understand that certainty is an illusion. Ray Dalio, in his book Principles, explains that successful people learn to be comfortable with discomfort. They don't need guarantees. They need probabilities. This comfort with uncertainty allows them to make calculated bets with asymmetric upside, persevere through market volatility. Recognize that failure and setbacks are part of the process. Daniel Kahneman, Nobel Prize-winning psychologist and author of Thinking Fast and Slow, discovered that most people are approximately twice as motivated to avoid losses as they are to achieve gains. The wealthy have learned to overcome this loss aversion bias. They don't see losses as permanent failures, but as temporary setbacks and learning opportunities. 6. They practice abundance thinking, not scarcity thinking. Stephen Covey, in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, introduced the concept of abundance mentality, the belief that there are enough resources and success to share with others. Research from Harvard Business School found that people with a scarcity mindset make poorer financial decisions, often focusing on immediate needs rather than long-term opportunities. The wealthy tend to believe there are always more opportunities. Someone else's success doesn't diminish their own. Collaboration creates more value than competition. This abundance thinking leads to more generous behavior, greater innovation, and ironically, more opportunities for wealth creation. The psychology of money reveals something profound about wealth. It begins in the mind long before it appears in the bank account. The good news? These mental patterns can be learned and practiced by anyone, regardless of their current financial situation. As Morgan Housel writes, financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. Start by examining your own relationship with money. Are you focused on price or value? Are you thinking in terms of weeks or decades? Are you building visible status or invisible wealth? Small shifts in these psychological patterns can create enormous differences in your financial trajectory over time. If you found value in these insights, hit the like button and subscribe for more content on developing the mindsets that lead to extraordinary results. What psychological shift do you think would make the biggest difference in your financial life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, remember, true wealth begins between your ears.